Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cheryl. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in San Jose, California.
And I'm Cheryl Seavey. I'm a writer and a blogger and a researcher on women's issues in Los Gatos, California. And today we are talking about getting back in the groove and restarting things that we may have let languish. And
Yes,
yeah, so you
it's
want to start?
easy to get out. Yeah, well, we were talking about exercise, and you said you'd started a new kind of weight bearing exercise. And Cheryl and I were chatting about this, and I told her that my son, when he was a physical trainer years ago, um, he used to work with people that um the hardest time, he said the most difficult time is getting yourself into the gym regularly, and once you make it a habit
Yeah.
and it becomes just part of your day, it's easy.
Yeah.
And then people enjoy it and they run into people they know, and it doesn't become such a slog,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And it's
So
making that first kick you over. I mean, I used to work out
yeah.
regularly and I haven't for about a year. You've been hearing me whine about, oh, I need to get back into that. I do some other things, but a couple of things kind of spurred me on. One is I was listening to a podcast about osteoporosis and in later life, which of course is an issue for all of us. I found out that things like yoga and running or walking are good for other parts of our fitness level and our general health, but they're not really good for bone health and
Right.
strengthening our arms and our other bones. And osteoporosis can come about. So I think that kind of nudged me on. And then I happened to be talking to my daughter-in-law and I asked her about a trainer that she'd worked with, and she said, "Oh yeah, she does a clinic. Why don't you join us?" And
Mhm.
so, me being the older one by far, and all the gals are my daughter-in-law's age and know my kids, but the gal was wonderful. She helped me get in. So now I'm in a HIT program. I was so excited. I do well in a group. That works well
Mhm.
for me.
Yeah.
And I've signed up. And I'm back to doing that. I did that about 3 months ago with yoga. I hadn't gone for a while. And that's on my calendar for one day a week in the afternoons to go to this class. And I rarely, rarely ever miss it. And it's only because I'm out of town.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this makes me think back to when I was in school and in an anatomy class. And, I remember our professor picking up a bone. And, you could see that it was hollow inside because it was a cadaver bone. So it didn't have the marrow in it or anything. But you could see that the bone of somebody who did weight bearing exercises was much thicker than a bone of somebody who did not.
Really? Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
and
sense. Yeah, but I've never seen
yeah,
it.
of
Yeah.
course, because the more weight bearing exercise and impact, like we were talking about, for you, playing tennis is an impact sport, running is an impact sport, but it's only specifically good for your legs.
Yeah.
So to get the thickening of your arms, you need to do weight bearing
Yeah.
exercises.
Yeah.
I mean, all the stretching and everything is great. That's wonderful for you, but it's not going to cause your bones to thicken. And they do
Mhm.
that to prevent you from breaking them. And it's
Yeah.
nothing you have to do. Your body just automatically does
Right.
that, which I think is just so
It
cool,
is miraculous.
So,
It really is.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and I think that, so one, I would certainly urge everybody, if you haven't already done so, to get a bone density test, know where you
yeah,
are, know what your baseline is. And an interesting thing that I heard too is that men are rarely ever prescribed to have a bone density test done.
yeah,
However, if you have any kind of an autoimmune disease or diabetes or other types of diseases, they dramatically impact bone health for men and women,
right.
and that men should get a bone density test because they're just as it's just as liable to get osteoporosis and break bones as women. With
Well,
these compromised
not
systems.
exactly
Oh,
because
with the
of our
compromised
difference in
systems.
uh, it compromised system, but really our bone thickness has a lot to do with our hormones. And so they naturally have thicker bones than we do, just like they've got thicker skin.
Uh-huh.
But that you're absolutely right. They still do need to be tested, you know. I mean, a lot of things happen and people that think, well, I didn't know men can get breast cancer,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
but do they ever get checked? Of course not, you
Right.
know,
Right.
because most of them don't have breasts. Not all of them. But anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But just once you get started, that starting is painful. And,
Yeah,
and I mean, and I was, was kind of klutzy, a bit of a rookie,
yeah,
couldn't remember, patterns and the
yeah.
particular things. But it doesn't matter. It's
It
fun. And I
doesn't.
came away, I
Doesn't.
felt so much better.
One of one of our friends was telling me about going to a new um, exercise class, and they do a dance routine, and she said
Oh,
she missed every other step. You know, it's like, what the heck are they
yeah.
doing? But I'm certain if I talked to her now, she'd be on board with the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
because you do catch up, but don't expect yourself to do something perfect. And who cares?
That's right.
It's for you.
That's right.
It's not
And
for
no one's
anyone
paying
else.
attention to you. They're all just as worried about themselves.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so I
Yeah.
and the thing is, one, it gets you out, which
Yeah.
certainly makes me feel good. And two, I'm meeting new people. It's fun. I always feel better after
Yeah.
the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So good thought.
Yeah. So in closing, we recommend that if you've been thinking about doing something that's good for your health, just start. You've got
Yeah.
the spring energy that kind of will lift you up into a better thing, and you'll be happier for the experience. So let us know how you're doing, and we will see you next time. I'm Cheryl,
And I'm Nancy.
and check us out on hourglass.com. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.